I got a message about half an hour ago, to be fair, during the podcast. Someone asked me on Instagram. They said they've seen the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And the question was, what should they know that they don't already? And I guess the way I interpreted that is, what's one thing that you didn't know going into uni that you wish you did know?
Boy. I wish that I knew that I had a choice.
Mm.
And this isn't for me to say that I regret university, because I don't.
Yeah.
But I wish I knew that I had a choice and that it would be okay for me to not, to do other things. Because when you're kind of going through it, you also have the pressure of your parents, obviously. But it's also kind of the common thing to do. Maybe it's something that you'll see maybe your friends doing. And you'll see that it's the natural progression. It's just the way things are. And I think sometimes when you're finding it hard, there's not really any motivating factor there, especially from early on. But I think the moment that you realize, okay, you could be doing something else, but you've made that choice to actually be enrolled into your course at university, and you've decided that, above everything else, this is the choice that you made, and you made out of, not under the influence of anyone else. You realize that, okay, this is something I chose to do, so I'm going to be able to give what I can give to it, but I'm also going to be able to do things my way. And not feel like you are doing it for anyone else. Because I think sometimes that can be to our detriment, as much as we want to be helpful to our family and everything. If you really feel like you're doing this to help out and to be, good in your mum and your dad's books, then and you're doing it because you feel like you don't have any other way to do it, then I think it becomes really hard to motivate yourself afterwards, especially when you're going through the harder times. So yeah, if I'm gonna sum that up, just remember you have a choice, and remember that you are doing university because it's something that in your hearts of hearts you wanted to do, and that should motivate you to try your best to push through, because you want to try and complete something that you have chosen to take on. Like I see this university journey and this course almost like my baby, in a way where it's like I've gone through it, but like I've really kind of picked myself up, but also I've been able to try most things I've been able to sort of control in a way, because it's something that I wanted to do, not anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely get that, man.
Yeah.
'Cause I do think once you, knowing you have a choice and knowing that you're here because you want to be here or because you have to do a certain thing, that's so freeing, man. Like, I'm worried that whenever I start working, I don't want to have to work, like, to pay bills, because if you have to do something and you haven't really got a choice, it's so much more stressful compared to, like, I can work if I want to, or, like, just that freedom is important, man.
It's the worst feeling. It's the worst feeling. Like having the freedom of choice and you doing it because you want to do it. Like, it's great. Because you know that if you eventually get to something and you feel like you are tired of it, like you can actually go on to something else without having that weight or that burden on your shoulders. It's like, okay, if I leave this thing and, this isn't gonna, I'm not going to be doing what I was supposed to be doing, or this isn't part of the plan. But you have to realize you have that freedom of choice. And I think it's so freeing when, like you said, you realize you have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top answer, man.
Thank you. It was a bit of a curveball. I was just thinking, I was like, what would I have learned? Or what would I have told myself when I was 18, when I was, going through university? But yeah, this is what it is. Good question. Very good question.
Love that, man. I might have to change the name to the Curveball Podcast.
Trust me, curveballs only. No straightforward questions, no straightforward answers. Come on, that's the game.
Next time I'll be like, so have you ever cheated on your girlfriend before? Like,
Them ones. Imagine just playing and then there's just minute one. Just a boom, straight away. It's like, well, okay.